Hey everyone, just wanted to do an update on the Xenevorash video. Obviously my last video got a lot of hype and it will be a fair while until I'm ready to do the full length monk epic adventure video. So for now, obviously a lot of people who weren't able to make the fight, I want to kind of just do an update and show everyone how it went down. So I logged in the over there. I still had to do I had to hand in Trunt's head to the astral projection in the over there, which I probably should have done the day before, just in case someone had done the full quest line and despawned him. But, you know, I'm lazy, so luckily he was up. Dio met me over there, and he very kindly ran me out of the pit with Bard speed. And then on over to Lake of Ill Omen, we picked up Meowling along the way, which is pretty cool. I'd helped him the previous night do his Zenny fight, so he'd just gotten his epic as well. So we get to the spot where the astral projection is in Lake of Ill Omen, and we pretty much have just a big crew of Ixar monks in the beginning, and obviously Whiskers Chan, shout out to him. He's my tank for all of this. Big Shadow Knight tank. What a legend, man. I saw a few comments throughout the day being like, is that Shadow Knight really going to tank? And he absolutely smashed it out of the park. So, and he tanked Ejag for me as well. So thanks so much for coming out and helping me, man. So yeah, we kind of hung around for a while and there weren't really any healers or anything showing up. And I was getting a little bit worried. It was around 7 at this point. So Battis jumped off her wizard. She'd shown up with her wizard, and luckily her cleric was just parked one zone over. Battis is one of my oldest friends on this server. She's been helping me out with buffs and tanks and reses since I was like level 30, so huge shout out to her for helping me once again. Then Zental and Saunter showed up. Saunter was going to be my deep kite for the day, and Zental pretty much just helps me with everything because he's amazing. So shout out to both of those guys. I was hoping a few more people would show up at this point. It was a little bit past 7 o'clock, which was the time I'd set on the post and whatnot. That's when Shix, he rolls with the AC Gamer crew, and you can check these guys out, and they have a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel. He kind of put out the battle cry to them through Twitch, and then all of a sudden, all these people rocked up. So we had, Vitani, Shix, Gundrick, AC on his Cleric, Soju, Cypher Deck on his Shadow Knight, and then McCaffick showed up, who's another streamer. He rocked up on his Cleric. Just a whole bunch of other people. I know I'm probably forgetting some names. At this point, I'm kind of getting bombarded with tells and messages and stuff, and it's kind of hard to remember who's who because a lot of people have different alts and I never, I can never always remember who is what character and if I'm talking to the same person and all that. So if I've kind of left anyone out or I've mixed up any names, I really apologize for that. But do know that I absolutely appreciate everyone who came out to help me and everyone who's ever helped me along the entirety of this quest line. It means a huge deal to me. So now that I have this big group of amazing people, I figured I'd start the show. So I was going to go down, spawn, Vorash, and Deep. The plan is Saunter is going to kite Deep away from us, around in circles, as we kill Vorash. Now, normally people just ignore Deep. They'll kite her away, they'll kill Vorash, Zenny spawns, and then you kill him, and then you're done. Doesn't matter. On P99, you don't have to kill Deep. But I figured with, the amount of people here, it was already overkill. May as well kill her. It's always good footage for the video and everything. So I told Saunter, kite her until we're done with Vorash. Then we'll pick her up. We'll kill her too. Why not? And then on to Zenny. So Vorash is pretty straightforward. He has about 25k health. He procs Fist of Mastery, which is a 500 direct damage followed by a 15-second stun. But it's single target. Unfortunately for Whiskers Chan, he kind of spends most of this fight stunned, I think, but he does a fantastic job at holding aggro, and he did die, so job well done, I say. Anytime you see him doing the casting animation, that's him doing the proc. I think at one point here, he does it 3 times in a row. Alakazam says that it's unresistible. I'm not sure if Whiskers was eating every single one of those procs, but you can see his health ping-ponging back and forth in my grip window. You see Film Crew there, he's a level 1. And he's just there doing a bit of filming. It seems that he got low-level aggro from a Icebone skeleton that was passing And that somehow put him on Vorash's aggro table. And I guess, again, because he's only level 1, he pulled aggro. And he was instantly summoned to Xenevorash and fly-kicked in the face and died. Now, I laughed hard when that happened. That was great. A lot of people were trying to speculate who Film Crew might be. Someone said, God, I hope that's Baseman. I think someone else thought it might be Pickin. But in fact, it was Dracons, who is one of our EverQuesting team crew members. But regardless, that was really funny. He ended up getting a res after this, so it was all good in the end. Alright, so then it was on to Deep, who also has around 25k health. She procs Fist of Water, which is a point-blank area of effect that is a snare, and a slow, which decreases attack speed by 30%. This basically means she dies 30% slower than Xenevorash did. It doesn't do any damage, but it is a bit of a pain in the ass, so this is pretty much why no one ever bothers to kill Deep. So you can see Gundrick just chilling there winking at me. Whiskers Chan finally gets an opportunity to do something without being stunned permanently, which is, I'm sure, is nice. If you notice Zentile there, he's a bit big. It's because he's got one of those Primal Velium battle hammers that procs Avatar, which is amazing. It makes him a giant. People that don't know what Avatar is, you go to P99 Wiki and look up the Shaman spell Avatar. It's pretty fucking fantastic that he can proc that whenever he wants. And not a single human monk was seen. So down goes Deep. Xenevorash spawned as soon as we killed Xenevorash. Now we just got to kind of chill for a bit. We really need to wait for the Fist of Water to wear off of everyone before we engage, but I also wanted to give all the casters a bit of a break to get some mana back before I pulled Zenny. So to get these kind of slow scrolling camera shots, I have to crouch, walk, and strafe. So I imagine I probably look like a bit of a dickhead here to everyone. But I figured I'd get some shots just for the future video. And then I wanted to get some shots of Zenny himself. And so I kind of started walking towards him. And then as I turned around, everyone, I guess they thought I was going to engage. So all of a sudden my screen was just filled with all these people running towards me, which actually kind of worked out really perfectly. Alright, so I gave Whiskers the go-ahead to pull Zenny. Now, Xenevorash has about 32,000 health, and he procs Fist of Sentience, which is a point-blank area of effect 12-second stun. However, if you stand at max melee range, you can avoid the stun completely. It doesn't have a huge range, so that was a bit of a benefit. Throughout this fight, and throughout all the fights really, I kind of was paying more attention to trying to get a good angle of footage rather than my positioning in the fight, but luckily I didn't seem to eat any stuns or pull aggro, probably because I wasn't even in range of melee half the time anyway, because I was busy dicking around. But once again, you can see Whiskers here. He's eating a lot of stuns. I feel like he's stunned most of this fight. Not only is he stunned, but he's stunned and spinning, which I can imagine would be not much fun at all. But, you know, once again, he didn't lose aggro and he didn't die. So, job well done to him. And job well done to all the healers here and everyone here for that matter. It was amazing. It was a really fun time. It was a good fight. All the fights were fun. And I thoroughly enjoyed the whole experience. Upon looking back at this footage, I think Grishnak might also have one of those Primal Velium weapons that procs Avatar. I think he's got the one-hander. I could have sworn he looked a little bit bigger in some of the fights. I know Zentile has the two-hander, but it looks like that weapon in his hand definitely is the same graphic as one of the one-handers. There's also a monk here with a staff. Could be a T-staff, could be a TOV staff, I don't know. He's got an amulet of necropotence, so he's a skeleton, which means I can't see his name tag. And I never actually... I remember at one point I did try and click on him to see who it was, and if I did, I've already forgotten. So I wonder if he was a human or an Ixar. Maybe he was a human. Maybe that's why he was trying to be incognito. And there it is. Xenevorash goes down. And thankfully, the Pimps Only group was the big damage group. So we got the XP, which means we had the loot rights. So I didn't have to worry about anyone ninjaing my Demon Fangs. Quickly gathered everyone up to try and get a sweet photo. Because, you know, who doesn't want a photo? But also so I can get all the names of everyone that was there to help me so I can thank them. Alright, so now all I have left to do was some hand-ins before I have my epic. Dio ran me over to Cabalist so I could get Daniel's reference out of the bank. Then Saunter met us outside and he ported us to South Row. My first hand-in was right down the arse end of Timeless Deep, so it was onto the raft in the Oasis. We crossed paths with a cleric who was about to finish his epic. Turns out that he had to go to the exact same spot as me, so he joined us for the ride. Once we were in Timeless Deep, Saunter was able to cast Egress, or Evacuate, or something like that. Whatever spell it is, it takes us to the Chessboard Island, which cuts out a huge chunk of the run across the zone. So, across the water, through the secret tunnel, and into the sanctuary. This is the part of the quest where I have to hand over my robe of the Whistling Fists. It's a pretty sad moment, but I'll end up doing this quest again so I can have the robe back, even if it's only for fashion. Rest in peace, robe of the Whistling Fists. You served me well. So now I have the 2 final pieces for the epic. We hung around and we watched the cleric epic take place. It was pretty cool. The avatar of water comes out of the lake and kind of floats around for a bit. From here, Saunter gave us an evac to Emerald Jungle, where it was a quick run over to Trakanon's Teeth. Thanks to Bard Speed, we had a quick run to the end of the zone to find Mad Kaerin. We spotted a wild Battus who joined the party. I had to hand the Book of Celestial Fists into Mad Kaerin, who then attacks you. But you don't have to kill him, you can just feign death to drop aggro and then move on. What this does is spawns Sane Kaerin, who is in a hut over at the lake. So a quick romp back through the jungle, and here we are. This is it. This is the final turn-in. I hand Kaerin the same book. He gives me back a slightly different book, which you then hand to him along with the Demon Fangs that I just got from Xenevorash. And BAM! Now I have my epic, the Celestial Fists. Feels good, man. Feels real good. So, in summary, I want to give a huge thank you to the entire P99 community. To everyone that's ever sent me a tell in-game saying they enjoyed my videos, to everyone who ever helped me out along the way, and to everyone who came and showed support for all of these group fights, it really means a lot to me. A big goal for this character from very early on was to get my epic and to reach level 60 before joining a guild. So moving on from here, I only have 1 level left to go. I've just set up my Twitch channel and I plan on streaming as much of level 59 as I can. Come over, say hello if you feel like it. Each broadcast should be saved onto Twitch for 14 days, so if you don't catch me live but you want to track my progress, you can. I'm also going to link all of the Twitch and YouTube information for the guys who came and helped me out, so please, I encourage everyone, go over there, show those guys some love too. Obviously, I'm working on a new adventure video. I've got this big one in the works for the Robe of the Whistling Fists. That'll be followed by an entire video for the Monk Epic, but as most people who watch my stuff know, it could be some time before any of that ends up on the channel because I am slow. But for now, I'm going to go machine gun punch some things to death with my new shiny fists.